Happy New Year, everyone! It's Yi. Welcome back to Frugality in Finance. Don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button if you are interested in more related content. Now, I want to go over my 2022 financial goals and how I did with them. If you happen to watch the original video that I made a little bit over a year ago talking about the exact goals that I wanted to accomplish in 2022, great. If not, I'm just gonna go over it a little bit at the beginning of this video. I actually rewatched that video pretty recently in preparation for this video because I honestly haven't been doing like my quarterly financial goal updates because a lot of the goals that I created actually depended on me completing one of the previous goals. So it was a very staggered goal completion pattern this year compared to my goals for 2021, which I think I was able to do all in parallel. So let's go over the goals that I had made. I had wanted to pay off all of my student loans, max out my Roth IRA, build an emergency fund, pay half of my parents' monthly mortgage payment, and potentially send whatever was left of my salary, which I was hoping would be $20,500, either to my Roth 401k or a house savings fund. And at the time that I filmed that video, I actually wasn't sure which one I wanted to do. Therefore, I had some leeway to make that decision when I was actually in a position to do so. So of this list, what did I actually accomplish? So I definitely paid off all of my student loans, and I am extremely happy, extremely proud, and extremely grateful that I was able to even do that at all. It did happen relatively early in the year, in April 2022, April 6th to be exact. I will never forget that date. And I don't know, the feeling of not being in debt is just absolutely amazing. So I'm just happy that I was able to do it. And then very soon after that, I did max out my Roth IRA. I believe I finished doing this in either June or July of 2022. So I was able to contribute $6,000 to that account on top of the, I think it was $150 introductory bonus for even opening an account. And just so you know, I do have my account with Fidelity. Not sponsored, but sponsor me if you want. Next, I did build my emergency fund. Now, I decided not to do the 6-month of expenses basis of a typical emergency fund, mainly because when I was actually at the point where I was ready to build my emergency fund, I actually did not have many expenses. In case you didn't know, I live with my parents. I don't really pay for anything, and I just have a long commute. I like having my Netflix, my YouTube Premium. You know, I take care of my dog. That's mainly what I pay for. I don't have to pay for utilities or anything like that. So when the time did come for me to decide, I ended up just doing 3 months of expenses, and at that point it was around $600 a month of bare minimum expenses, because if it's a real emergency, I plan to just cut out anything that is not absolutely vital to my life. So that would be $1,800 for the 3 months, and that's what I ended up doing. The next goal I accomplished was paying half of my parents' mortgage. I did begin to do this a little later than I had planned, just because I had a few, I guess, kind of unexpected expenses come up over the summer, but I was still able to send half of the mortgage payment every month, and I just applied it towards principal and interest. And I think in the fall their mortgage payment actually went down just because I think they had taken the amount of escrow and realized it was too much, so they sent my parents a letter that like the mortgage payment, the minimum mortgage payment would actually go down. So I was just like, okay, so I'm just gonna make it half of that. And my parents really don't mind because they are still sending a lot more towards the mortgage anyway. Now for what I did not accomplish, and that is sending $20,500 to my Roth 401k or my house savings fund. Once I finished building my emergency fund Roth IRA, I was focused on figuring out what I wanted to do. I actually ended up doubling my contribution to my 401k from 5% to 10% of my income back in June, because I had received a pay raise in, I think, the middle of the month, and I was a little scared that I would somehow spend that money in these like micro expenses that wouldn't end up adding up just because I would get a larger paycheck. So in hopes of preventing that from happening, I just kind of impulse decided to double my contribution and send whatever was left over to my savings funds including my house and travel funds. I thought this was a great idea in the beginning because I really wanted to make up for the amount of money that I was losing in the past few months and years where I wasn't really aggressively investing. Now I feel a little bit differently about that, but that's what I ended up doing. Since I mentioned travel fund, I actually decided to create one in July of 2022 because I just wanted to travel. That's really what I love to do, and I wanted to be able to do that side by side with the house down payment fund. So by the end of the year, I actually only had $4,496.45 in my house down payment fund, but I was able to contribute a lot towards my 401k, at least more than usual. So if you're interested in what I have to say regarding my 2023 finances, please subscribe and wait for the video. It'll come out soon, I promise. I'm trying to get back into YouTube. And please let me know, what accomplishment of 2022 are you most proud of, whether it's financial or just personal. Thanks for watching.